So good morning, everyone. My name is Colonel Derek Oliver, and it's my honor to serve as your Master of Ceremonies today. Welcome to Weston's Memorial Day Ceremony, Honor and Remember. We're gathered here not simply to mark a holiday, but to fulfill a sacred obligation, to remember by name and sacrifice the men and women who gave everything so that we could stand in this room, in this free nation on this morning. Memorial Day has its roots in the years immediately following the Civil War, a conflict that came within 620,000 American lives. Communities across the country began holding springtime ceremonies to decorate the graves of the fallen. And in 1868, General John Logan, commander of the Grand Army of the Republic, officially designated May 30 as Decoration Day. After World War I, the observance expanded to honor Americans who had died in all wars. And in 1971, Congress established Memorial Day as a federal holiday, observed on the last Monday of May. Today, May 25th, we carry that tradition forward here in Weston. To the veterans and Gold Star families among us, thank you. This day belongs to you. We will now begin our ceremony with the presenting of the colors by the Weston Police and Fire Department and the Scouts of Weston. The tradition of carrying colors, flags, and standards into ceremonies dates back thousands of years, serving as a rallying point for troops on the battlefield and a symbol of unit identity and national pride. In the American military tradition, the flag is never dipped to any person or thing, a custom that speaks to the sovereignty and resilience of this great nation. When the colors pass, we stand, not for the cloth itself, but for every soul who has served beneath it. Would everyone please rise and remain standing for the enter the colors, Star Spangled Banner, and the pledge of allegiance to the flag. With our colors posted, the Pledge of Allegiance will now be led by Weston Boy Scout Troop 157. The pledge was first written in 1892 by Francis Bellamy, a Baptist minister and Civil War veteran's son, originally for a national school celebration, marking the 400th anniversary of Columbus' arrival in the Americas. The words "under God" were added by Congress in 1954 during the Cold War as an affirmation of the nation's founding principles. For over 100 years, generations of Americans have spoken these words together. And today, we add our voices to that unbroken chain. I invite everyone to place your hand over your heart and join Troop 157.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Few songs capture the gratitude we feel on a day like today better than the one you are about to hear, God Bless America, written by Irving Berlin. Berlin's story is itself a testament to what this country represents. Born Israel Beilim in 1888 in what is now Belarus, he immigrated to the United States as a young child fleeing anti-Semitic violence. He became one of the greatest songwriters in American history and never forgot his gratitude for the country that took his family in. He actually wrote God Bless America in 1918 during World War I, but set it aside. He revised and released it in 1938 as storm clouds gathered over Europe, and it became an immediate anthem of hope and resilience. Berlin donated all of his royalties from that song to the Boy and Girl Scouts of America, a tradition that continues to this day. Please enjoy God Bless America.
Band 10 hot. Band horns up. God bless America.
Music has a way of opening our hearts. With hearts open, we now turn to a moment of reflection and prayer. Memorial Day has always carried a spiritual dimension. From the earliest Decoration Day ceremonies held in churchyards and cemeteries, clergy have played a central role in helping communities grieve, give thanks, and find meaning in sacrifice. It is my privilege to introduce Bruce Daggett, co-pastor of Westgate Church, a dedicated servant to this community and to the families of Weston and the surrounding area. Pastor Daggett will offer our invitation.
As just mentioned, I serve as co-pastor of Westgate Church, a gospel-centered church that's tucked away in the woods, Winter Street. Our church tagline is living out God's good news together. We seek to faithfully serve the Lord, care for our family, support our community. One way we've done this is locally by helping with emergency reserve corps to hold regular Red Cross blood drives monthly. We also support missionaries serving around the world. Along with these ministries, we regularly pray for our community, our nation, and those who are serving on our way. Westgate Church and I are honored by Weston's invitation to bring this invocation and benediction on this occasion. Today we join all of you in remembering those who gave their lives in service of our country, while also expressing our gratitude for all who are serving or have served and risked their lives on our behalf. We honor their bravery, their sacrifice, and the families who carry their memories forward. We're thankful for this nation and for those throughout our history who answered the call to defend it. Today we pause to remember the fallen, those who have loved not only their own lives, but also their neighbors and country. And it's at their expense that our freedom can go on. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we gather with gratitude and humility as we remember the men and women who gave their lives in service to our nation. We thank you for their courage, sacrifice, their love expressed in duty. As we honor their memory, remind us that freedom is costly, that peace is never taken for granted. Comfort those who still grieve. Strengthen those who serve today. Grant wisdom to our leaders, protection to those who are serving today, and unity among our people. May we steward the freedoms purchased at such a great cost with integrity and gratitude. Turn our hearts towards justice, mercy, and righteousness. May this remembrance inspire us to live with deeper gratitude and purpose. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Daggett. Memorial Day is a community act. It requires the community to sustain the memory of those who served it. Towns like Weston have been doing exactly this for generations. Weston's own history of sending its sons and daughters to serve this country stretches back to the American Revolution. Men from this very town marched with the Minutemen. The names carved into the war memorial outside these doors represent every major American conflict since. The names in the memorial are Weston's names. They are our neighbors, our family, and our obligation. No one understands that better than the people who lead this town. It is my honor to introduce Rebecca McCurry, member of the Weston Select Board, to offer remarks on behalf of the Weston.
Good morning, and welcome to all of our service members, Gold Star families, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, the talented musicians, and members of the community. I'm honored to join you today as a new member of the Select Board. Family and I have lived in Weston for 15 years, and we've spent many years participating in town events. It's a privilege to be here with all of you, and both celebration and solemn remembrance of soldiers who have given their lives in service to our community. Many of us have cherished friends and family members who have served in the armed forces. My father served in the Air Force, my uncle in the Army, and my brother-in-law in the Marines. Though they served in different branches, we all shared the same love and respect for our country. It was an enduring camaraderie that transcended the ups and downs of everyday life, and their bond demonstrated a steadfast commitment of service to our country and a connection that is not easy to broken. Today, we're here to honor the service members along with the families and loved ones who supported them, who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our freedom. From the birth of our nation, when Minutemen assembled in town green, to the current day, when men and women who served in more recent conflicts, one point has remained constant. Members of our armed forces who served with courage, conviction, and a sense of duty. Their willingness to give their lives to protect our freedom is a commitment we honor with lasting gratitude. Memorial Day is a tribute to that commitment and sacrifice, and it's also a reminder of who we are as a community. We respect tradition, we care about others, and we remember and celebrate those who have given their lives to defend our nation and its values. Throughout today's ceremony, I invite all of us to pause and reflect on how we strive to build a community and a world that honors our fallen service members' bravery and commitment. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Rebecca. We're also fortunate to be joined this morning by a tireless advocate for veterans and for the communities in the 14th Norfolk District. Representative Dallas Peisch has represented Weston at Beacon Hill since 2003 and has been a consistent voice for the men and women who have served the Commonwealth in this country. Massachusetts, it should be noted, has one of the proudest military traditions in the nation. For the Minutemen at Concord in Lexington, or in Weston, and the 54th Massachusetts Infantry in the Civil War, for the thousands of Bay State men and women who have served in every conflict since. We are grateful to have representation that honors that legacy. Please welcome State Representative Dallas Peisch.
Good Good morning. Thank you very much for that very kind introduction. On behalf of the Massachusetts House of Representatives, I welcome all of you today to the town of Weston's Memorial Day observance. I've been here many, many times over the past many years, as well as attending similar observances in some of the other communities that I represent. And one thing that I would like to underscore is how impressive it is to see such a broad representation of the community here at this event, from the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, the town officials, the fire and police, the Weston Town Band. It's always very impressive to me that all of these people come out on today, not a particularly nice day to come out, but I know that many Memorial Days, there are many other things that people could be doing, and they choose to come here. So I find that very impressive. This morning, as has already been referenced, we gathered to honor the brave women and men who gave their lives in service to our nation, defending our freedoms, protecting our democracy, and upholding the values we cherish as Americans. As we reflect on their service, we are also reminded of our responsibility as citizens. We must carry forward the lessons of history, strive to build a more just and united society, and remain committed to the values for which so many gave their lives. The greatest way we can honor their memory is not just through words, but through our actions, by serving our communities, supporting one another, and strengthening the nation they fought to defend. We also extend our deepest gratitude to the families of the fallen, whose sacrifices are carried quietly and enduringly every day. Their strength and resilience is an important part of the story we honor today. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge this morning's honoree, Christopher Memley, the Director of Music at Weston High School, who again, I have watched the band over the band performance at this observance over the many years, and it's certainly a credit to him that every Memorial Day they perform so well for us. So thank you all very much for having me, and I'll bring it back over to Carl.
I now have the distinct pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, and I'll admit, this one's personal for me. As a Weston community member, as the son of 2 public school teachers, and the father of 2 musicians who have benefited from Chris's leadership and dedication. There is a long and profound relationship between music and military service in American life. From the pipes and drums that kept soldiers in step at Valley Forge, to the regimental bands that played on Civil War battlefields, to the buglers sounding taps over a flag-draped column. Music has always been how this nation processes the weight of war and the depth of our gratitude. It is no coincidence that so many of our most powerful patriotic traditions are musical ones. Chris has shaped the musical life of this town for 28 years as Director of Music for Weston Public Schools. Additionally, in the Weston Observer, I noted that Chris's grandmother helped shape our musical traditions at Weston long before Chris returned to Weston to continue her legacy. Under his leadership, the Weston Music Program has become one of the most respected in the region, not just for the awards and performances, but for the generations of young people who have learned discipline, teamwork, and pride through his teaching. He is a rare leader who humbly surrounds himself with phenomenal teachers and inspires them to push themselves and their students further. He is a deep thinker, connecting with and understanding the community he serves to ensure that he built a music program championed by its residents. He leaves his role at Weston Public Schools on top, with 25 students admitted to the Massachusetts All-State Band, Chorus, and Orchestra. He recently said to the Weston Observer, "Our philosophy is the same for everybody." And while he said that, obviously about the music department, it is clear to me that he embodies that spirit in all facets of his life, and we would all be wise to follow his lead. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Christopher Memley.
Good morning. It is an incredible honor to stand before you today in a town that shaped so much of my life and the life of my family. Today, Weston gathers once again to observe Memorial Day, a tradition this town has upheld with dignity, reverence, and gratitude for generations. For the past 28 years, I've had the privilege of attending this ceremony and parade as the Director of Music and Band Director for the Weston Public Schools. At the end of this school year, I will retire from that role, and I can honestly say it is one of the greatest privileges of my life to serve this remarkable community. I have spent half my life in the Weston Public Schools, working with exceptional students, dedicated families, talented colleagues, and deeply caring community. I'm profoundly grateful for the opportunities this town has given me, and standing here today feels especially meaningful because Weston is not simply where I work. Weston is part of my family's story. My grandfather, Thomas McFarland, served this town as principal of Brook School, then Country School, and later as assistant superintendent. My mother, Janet Memley, the flutist, graduated from Weston High School in 1964. My parents, Janet and Nicholas Memley, were married in the First Parish Church, just across the green, where we gather today. My grandmother, Mary McFarland, helped start Weston's beloved carols as a member of the Women's Committee. I often think about how remarkable it is that her grandson would someday be the Weston High School band director and participate in the last 28 carol sings himself. My grandparents also helped establish the Congregational Church in Weston, now known as the Village Church. So for me, Weston is not simply the place where I work, it is home, it is family, it is tradition. And one of the traditions that has always moved me the most is this one. Year after year, Weston is gathered to honor those who served, and especially those who gave their lives in service to this country. Memorial Day is not simply the unofficial beginning of summer. It is also a day of remembrance, a day of gratitude. A day when we pause long enough to acknowledge that the freedoms and opportunities we enjoy were secured through extraordinary sacrifice. Over the years, I gained even deeper respect for military service for my wife's, Susan's family. My father-in-law, Norman Hicks, was a full colonel in the United States Army. He served in Vietnam and completed his career stationed at the Pentagon. He is now buried at Arlington National Cemetery. I will never forget attending his funeral. I was deeply moved as he received full military honors. The Army Band, the Ride of the Storks, 103-volley salute, the flag presentation, the precision, the dignity, the silence, left a profound impression. What struck me the most deeply was this: the military honors itself. That ceremony reflected a lifelong commitment to duty, sacrifice, and country. But what stayed with me even more were the conversations I shared with him over the years. He helped me understand that extraordinary dedication required to serve our country. Military service demands courage and discipline, but it also demands sacrifice from entire families. Military families sacrifice stability, personal careers, holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, and countless milestone moments. They endure separation, uncertainty, and worries the rest of us may live our daily lives in peace and freedom. Service has touched my own family in other ways as well. My grandfather, Armin Family, served during World War II. He was stationed at Stewart Airfield near West Point, where he was accepted into and performed in the Army Orchestra. As a music educator, I've always appreciated that fact. Even during war, music still mattered. Humanity still mattered. Art still mattered. In difficult times, music has always helped people hold on to hope, memory, and one another. One of the greatest lessons music teaches us is the importance of listening, truly listening to one another. Memorial Day asks us to do something similar. It asks us to listen to history, to listen to the stories of those who served, to listen to the silence left behind by those who never came home. And then it asks us something more of us. It asks us to live the lives worthy of their sacrifice. To care for one another, to strengthen our communities, to preserve democracy. to teach future generations not only the cost of freedom, but also the responsibility that comes with it. Perhaps that is part of why gatherings like this remain so important. Today we remember the fallen. We honor the veterans among us. We thank the families who carry both pride and loss, and we recommit ourselves to making a nation and a community worthy of their service. Memorial Day reminds us that remembrance itself is an act of service. When communities continue traditions like this ceremony and parade, when children stand along the streets waving flags, when veterans march, when music is played, when names are remembered, we reaffirm something essential. Sacrifice will not be forgotten. That responsibility now belongs to all of us. As I prepare to retire, I find myself reflecting often on gratitude. Gratitude for family, for community, for friendship, for the opportunity to serve, and for those sacrifices whose sacrifices made all of it possible. To our veterans and military families here today, thank you. To those who gave their lives in service to our nation, we remember you, we honor you, and remain forever indebted. And to the town of Weston, thank you for allowing me the privilege of being a part of your story for the past 28 years. It's truly an honor of a lifetime. Thank you. May God bless our veterans, our military families, and the United States.
We continue now with the musical salute that carries its own remarkable history. My Country 'Tis of Thee was first performed publicly on July 4th of 1831 at a Children's Independence Day celebration at the Park Street Church in Boston. The lyrics were written by Samuel Francis Smith, a Baptist minister and Harvard graduate, who penned the words in just 30 minutes after being inspired by a German hymn. The melody, which many will recognize, is shared with God Save the King, the British national anthem, a fact that gives the song a certain revolutionary spirit, reclaiming that tune, we're a new and independent people. Martin Luther King Jr. famously quoted its opening line in his I Have a Dream speech of 1963, weaving it into one of the most important moments in American history. Please join as you feel moved to America by Country 'Tis of Thee, arranged by Joe Halls.
Band's head high. Band horns up. America.
turn now to Pastor Bruce Daggett for a benediction. The benediction is one of the oldest closing rituals of the communal ceremony, a blessing offered those assembled as they return to the world. On a day like today, it feels especially fitting. We leave this room carrying something heavier and more precious than when we arrived. The memory of the fallen and the responsibility to honor them. Pastor Daggett.
As we remember those who have fallen, we're also mindful of the wars that still rage in the world today. We all wish the 1960s plea of give peace a chance would be embraced by all people. Yet history reminds us that peace remains elusive. There is a deep brokenness in our world. We know that things are not as they should be, and we ourselves are not as we should be. Still, humanity continues to long for peace. In the plaza of the United Nations in New York stands a sculpture bearing these words: "They shall beat their swords into plowshares, their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." Though our world has never fully realized this vision, these words come from the prophet Isaiah, and God has promises that one day true peace will come, not ultimately through our human effort, but through His righteous reign. May that hope for the future strengthen and encourage us today. May our prayers also be for those who are serving. Thank you for joining together on this Memorial Day to honor those who gave their lives out of love for the country and they receive now the benediction. May we leave this place remembering with gratitude those who gave their lives for our freedoms. May their courage inspire us, their sacrifice humble us, and their memory unite us. May God bless our veterans, our service members, our community. May God bless us.
Thank you, Pastor Daggett. Okay, so we've made a slight change to the schedule. Due to the weather, we're going to go the parade, and we're going to do a lead parade in here. So we'll just stay put. We'll get through this, but it might be bumpy. So give us patience and grace. The laying of wreaths is among the oldest and most universal acts of remembrance known to human civilization. From the laurel crowns of ancient Greece to the floral tributes placed in the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery, where a wreath has been laid every single day since 1921, regardless of weather, regardless of war, regardless of other circumstances. The wreath is a circle with no beginning and no end, a fitting symbol for a memory we intend to be eternal.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it.
Like I said, we're raised.
Is this right there?
We're going to wait a minute. Sorry. We're doing Star Spangled Banner. So everyone please rise for Star Spangled Banner.
Band headline, band quarter cup, Star Spangled Banner.
And pull in. Then say hut. Then mark time. Stop.
I forgot, but you can all be seated, please. I appreciate your obedience.
I didn't.
Okay, good.
To all who are veterans, far and near, we thank you for your service for all of this country. You sacrificed your time some day of your life. You preserved our freedom while maintaining peace. Many of you were sent overseas were included in battle, charged with but courageous and brave, you weathered the storm. You faced every battle with strength and skill. We honor you with voice of all day long. You stood strong for our country with our daughters and sons. So no one stands alone, walk hand in hand. Remember, we are with you. Together we shall stand. We salute you today, hear what we say. Let our words be eloquent in this special way. On this day, let us express our love and thanks for the sacrifice you paid. You served in honor for many years today, and we will never forget how you were strong and victor.
Ben, say hut. Ben, mark time. Ben, stop. Army.
I came to visit you today to place this flag next to your grave. The sacrifices you have made will forever be embedded in this day. I came to visit you today to place this flag next to your grave. It doesn't matter if you fought or not, because with that uniform it doesn't matter what. I came to visit you today to place this flag next to your grave. The memory of what once was you still lingers true for those who knew. I came to visit you today to place this flag next to your grave. To just say thank you on this Memorial Day.
Ben, hut. Ben, mark time.
In Flanders field, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks still bravely singing. Scarce heard amid the guns blow. We are the dead. So short days ago, we lived, felt down, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved. And now we lie in Flanders field. Take our quarrels with the foe. To you from failing hands, we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If you break faith with us who died, we shall not sleep. Though poppies grow in Flanders field.
Bed and hut. Bed, mark time. Stop. Clear course.
Behind that long and lonely trench line, to which men come and go, where brave men die, there is yet unmarked and unknown shrine, a broken plot, a soldier's cemetery. There lie the flower fields, the men who scorned to live and so died, when languished liberty. Across their graves, flowerless and unadorned, still scream the shells of each artillery. When war shall cease this lonely, unknown spot, of many a pilgrimage will be the end. And flowers will shine in this new barren plot, and fame upon it will be years to cease. But many a heart upon each simple cross will hang the grief, the memory of its loss.
Ben dead on. Ben mark time. Stop. Start.
To conclude this part of the ceremony, taps will be played by Gwen Jackson and Leo Lee of the Weston High School Marching Band. Taps was composed in 1862 by Union Army General Daniel Butterfield, who felt the existing bugle call used at day's end was too long. He worked with his bugler, Oliver Norton, to help create the haunting 24-note melody we know today. It was first used at a military funeral later that same year, played because firing a rifle salute was too dangerous near enemy lines. It has been the sound of military farewell ever since. It is one of the most moving pieces of music ever written, and it requires only a single instrument and a single player to stop time entirely. But today, we will have two. I ask for your silence, your full attention. Please receive taps with reverence and deserves. everyone who came out this morning, thank you for being here. Thank you for remembering. This is how the community keeps faith with its fall. Not through grand gestures, but through showing up year after year, generation after generation, times and ceremonies, just like this. To our veterans, Western is proud of you, and America is grateful for your service. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you very much.